Okay, Shatra. And Chatra is what? A resting place?
Yeah, free lodging like.
Yeah, Chatram, correct. Satram. Here we say Satram, Chatram.
Dharmashalas.
Yeah. They used to use the word in English. I don't know where it comes from. Choultry, they used to say. Choultry. Have you heard the word choultry?
Yes, yes.
Choultry. I think it means Chatram only. It's an old English word. I don't know where it comes from. Choultry. Okay. Any other?
One of the footnotes, I have the book. He says Yama need not have Pratyavayu dosha because of his, he has left the karmas. So there is no need of, he gets a Pratyavaya, something is written here.
Yeah. Different interpretations are done. And but he does say, Shankara says Namaste. You have to go along with Shankara. Does Shankara say what you said just now?
This is just additional footnote given by Swamiji, one of Holinessipur Swamiji. He says even though Yama is a Gnani and Grihastha, he should have done all this as a part of the scheme. And although he has left the karmas, so he doesn't have the Pratyavayu. That's what he says in translation.
Okay, left. You're saying Grahastha and you're saying left karmas.
Yes.
What is the meaning of that statement?
He says for more details, see Gita Bhashya 318, Bruhadaranya Bhashya 446. That's
Okay.
what he gave reference.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a different world altogether. We can't compare Yama to us. And so here Grahastha means karma will be there. Vaidika karma, Nitya karma, Naimitya karma is there. And there we don't know. So it's all left to interpretation. And so at least his minister seems to think that Yama is going to get Pratyavaya dosha. And minister means what? More intelligent than the king, right? That's what a minister is supposed to be. And so we can go with what they say. Anything else?
Swamiji, in fact, has written every Upanishad in complete detail as much as Shankara has done in Kannada language. That is greatness.
And so, yeah. He's done excellent. He's done. Holinessipur Swamiji has done a lot of good work. Definitely. So those who know Kannada can get that book.
Yes.
Anything else? So today was audible and all that, right? Yeah. The power came while we were talking, so I was happy about that. Otherwise, this laptop, we were afraid it may start after some time. So that's good. So next class we will continue with the Sambandha Bhashyam of mantra number 10, where Nachiketa, without wasting any time, starts off. No more, no small talk and all that. No small talk. Just going to happen. Good.
Can I ask something? Namaste.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a relevant question, but it comes to mind. Everything is Nash, is what was the essence of what we are saying. But we also have this concept of the karma, going forward into your next janmas and things. So how is it correlating then? I mean, am I clear? The Nash, is it absolutely Nash? Not really, no? It does carry forward, no, into our next life from what we understand.
No, they're saying that all the things that you possess today will be burnt to ashes, like that he's saying. It's a karma phalam, right? It's a result of some act that was done. That is a ghora karma. The ghora karma. Worse than a ghora karma. So that's the way to look at it. It's a loss incurred due to some wrong act. And next life and all continues. That law of karma continues. This doesn't talk about, it's not like complete loss of all. I don't know what you mean by loss of all karma. So you're probably referring to loss of all punyam and papam.
Yes.
Yeah,
When
so
we
punyam, that is loss of all punyam, means papam is left out. Papam is left out, so everything is not gone. So full papam. So a lot of punyam also is there. And so you can't lose all punyam by an act. An act is finite. And so a finite act can only have a finite result. It may be a very big finite result, but it's still finite. Punyam is infinite, papam is also infinite. Yeah. That's the way to look at it. So Jyoti ji has come from Mumbai, and if Jyoti ji can introduce herself, she wanted to join the class. So Jyoti ji, what we do normally is those who are new, we introduce ourselves. And so if you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, Jyoti, I'm happy to be a part of this class. I'm actually studying Sanskrit with Radhika ji. I don't know, I think some of the students here would know her. And we have been classmates, in fact, from school. And the other day I asked, this word came up, Nachiket, when we were doing some declension. So I just requested her to tell a few lines or a short story. She said it can never be short. However, in the best way she could, she explained. And then she said, if you are inclined, there is this, the Kathopanishad class is on right now. So would you be interested? And if you do, although it has started, just consider it. I said, oh, well, that kind of triggered. And I said, it's lovely. It's early morning. And how about starting the day with that thought? So I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you. Thank you for including me.
So what are you doing, Jyoti ji, and how long you been in Mumbai?
Oh, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. So like always been here. And I've been working for the longest time, but now I am self-employed. I'm in the garment industry actually. And yeah, so just not doing so much work, but I try to keep working as much as and as best possible. And I'm trying to learn, as I think COVID was a great help in trying in getting us into this more. So that's where I started learning Sanskrit, which I always wanted to. And from there, let's see how it goes. I'm trying to pick up the threads as we go along.
Sure. So one harmless question you asked your teacher, Radhika, and then you ended up in this class.
Yes. And it was so good that I did. Yeah, otherwise I would never know that this, I mean, she had mentioned that Lakshmi Kolari, and we are also in the same batch. So she did mention that she's doing it a few weeks ago, but it didn't kind of register in that sense that I could be a part of it. But when she suggested, I said, oh, that's lovely. And if it's possible, like I think it's been a couple of months, you'll have started already. But so I still need to get the books, because I just spoke to you yesterday and then here I am. So I'll hopefully get the books very soon, so I can make, more sense and probably ask more questions.
Yeah, and these talks are recorded for the purpose of those who missed the classes.
Yes.
So if you have time, you are welcome to go back and look at the other classes.
Yes. Yes, so there's again one small question. Maybe I've missed it because I've not been there from the beginning. But why was Nachiket left hungry? I don't know. It may be a stupid question, but I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so that's an important question. Why was he hungry? Couldn't the people there? It's not like the whole house was locked, lock and key, and then you have to stay outside. Not like that. The house was fully brimming with activity and people. But why did they not give him food? What is the problem? Well, the reasoning is this, or Acharyas give this reason. Father offered Nachiketa to Yama. So now Nachiketa belongs to Yama. As though, and he's thinking, I need to help Yama. So he's thinking, I am now under the employment of Yama, which means I cannot do anything without the advice of Yama. Even eating food, he has to tell me. Only if he says, yeah, go ahead and finish all your things and then I'll come back. If he had said that, I would have had food. But no, I need to get permission to have food from Yama. This is why.
Thank you.
And Yama was out for 3 days or something for his work.
Yama was out for 3 days. But the question is, yeah, why did he not have food during those 3 days?
Yeah. These are also second reason.
Yama went to the grocery store and food was not there or what? No food at home, They had to go eat outside, Chinese restaurant. Is there a problem? No, that's not the problem. Everybody was having food in Yama's palace. But still, this boy didn't. So that's the reason. Yeah, Hariji.
The starving for 3 nights can also show his determination that he will not leave the place without seeing him. His firm determination. I will not leave. So I am going to be here, like Nirahara Satyagraham. It is a sort of Satyagraham. Unless he gives me an audience, I will not leave this place.
See, you might say that, but see, where will he go? Leave this place and go where?
No, then that is why even in the politicians, when they have some main things to be achieved and all, they say Nirahara Satyagraha. It is
No. What else? What option does Nachiketa have? I want to know. What option he has?
If he were not so determined, then okay, but he went to Yama's place and his ministers say that he is not available. Then he could have left the place and come. I could have asked when he will be coming after 3 days. Then he comes again after 3 days. But he is now telling, no, I will not leave the place. I'm going to be here till I see him. So it shows his absolute unchallengeable determination that he will leave the place only after seeing him.
Yeah, see, in my opinion.
It is his Shraddha.
In my opinion, Nachiketa has no choice. He's following orders strictly. Following orders. And
Okay.
so you go to Yamaloka. You don't belong here. So he went to Yamaloka.
Okay.
And the king of this loka is Yama. Therefore, I need to meet Yama. So whenever he comes, I have to meet. It's not like I know this place. It's not like Coimbatore, I can go wherever I want. Okay,
Yeah.
after you come, please call me. And then no such thing. He has no choice, really speaking.
Okay.
That's the way I would want to look at it.
Okay.
But it depends. You think through it, and there may be other ways to interpret it. Also.
No. Your suggestion looks more appreciable. Thank you.
Anybody else who has not introduced themselves in class? Everybody. So past students, new students, anybody who has not introduced.
Satyaji had a question.
Oh yeah, there he is. Satyaji is there. Yeah.
Since we have time, I thought I'll bring this. While I was reading on the subject, I came across one reference. Man minus ego is God. God plus ego is man. So here the important thing is ego. What the difference between God and man. So the focus should be on ego, identifying what it is and resolving it and getting rid of the ego so that we can reach the status of God, so to speak. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. So if you get rid of ego, then you will not know who you are. Okay. Yama, does he have ego or not? Ego is there. Only ego is there. Transaction is possible. Self-awareness must be there. Who am I? Who are my people? Everything, awareness is there. Jnani also has that awareness. So what we say is not destroy ego. Ego has to be enlightened. Ego has to be enlightened. Please understand. That's why these catchwords and all looks nice to hear. God plus ego is equal to man, and man minus ego is equal to God, and all that. Okay. Those all provide some insights. It gives you what those statements tell us is, it gives me some insight that ego is an important entity that I am to begin to understand. That is what is causing samsara. Correct? To that much, it tells me. That's the clue it gives me. But then remove ego completely. How can one remove ego completely? Tell me.
That's where the question comes, what is ego? So if you consider ego as avidya, ignorance.
Okay, fine. If ego is avidya, if that's your definition of ego, then yeah, remove ego. That's fine. So I did not take ego as ignorance. I took ego as what? Awareness of the self. Basic awareness of the self, and then exaggerated idea of self also is ego. The English word ego means what? He has a lot of ego. Means he thinks too much about himself, herself. Correct? That's the sense of, it can go all the way up. But at the basic level, do I know who I am? Yes, I am a human being. I am a male. I am in Coimbatore. I am here. This basic idea is needed. Minimum, my name is so and so. That is ego. Ahankara. That's why I give up the word ego. Ahankara. So some basic idea about ourselves and our surroundings, everything must be there so that we can transact properly, normally. What does Jnanam do? Jnanam does not remove ego. This ego, that my definition of ego I'm talking, not your definition of ego. Your definition is Ajnanam. Yeah, Jnanam does remove Ajnanam. But it does not remove the sense of I, previously mistaken sense of I am a mortal. Now what? My body is mortal. I am not mortal. Correct?
Right. That's exactly what I'm trying to point out. Ego is used in many ways and in many places, depending on the conjecture, the meaning changes. As I think from a scriptural point of view, the ego is identifying oneself with the body, mind, intellect, complex. Once we get rid of that one and understand that is Atma, I am formless and I am deathless and eternal, then the perspective changes altogether, how we deal with situations. It reduces the number of questions as far as if I understand it properly. Understanding the scriptures.
Everything you said is right. And understanding that my association with body is mithya and body itself is mithya, that's knowledge. And so after knowledge, what happens? I still have to work with my body. Body will not disappear. And so how do I deal with my body? Differently? Yeah, differently in the sense only I know about my body, that I am, the body is I, but I am not the body. That much I know. I'm very crystal clear about it. But still, activities have to go on. Who is going to do the activity? God is going to do the activity. Somebody will come near me and they will help me? No, nobody will help me. I have to help myself. Life will move on. Until the body falls, the body has to, the survival has to go on. Therefore, these English words I don't use. Ego and all I don't use. There's no need for us to use the word ego. Please understand that. it will only cause confusion. Even though you have understood it properly, I'm not saying, not commenting on that. But in public, when you use the word ego, you look at this. There are 16 people right now. You ask each person to define the word ego, you will get 16 definitions. So we don't want to go there. We are going to stick with the Sanskrit words that we use. And ajnanam, upadhi, nitya, satyam, these are the words. But you can use the word ego once you define what you mean by the word ego. That's acceptable. But it will be your own personal definition. And if you say ego is equal to ajnanam, okay, fine. Then use the word ajnanam, I will say. I say drop the word ego, use the word ajnanam, because that communicates better than the word ego. Just a thought for you, Satyaji. Just a thought.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm just repeating what I read rather than creating my own formula or concept.
Yeah, fair enough. But again, what you read, these are the problems with what's written. And so, because we have the benefit of the teaching, we are able to interpret those statements. In fact, we don't know what the author is writing. When the author says God minus ego or God plus ego is equal to jiva, there must have been a background. The author must have given a background. And if the author means ego is equal to ignorance, see, even then the statement is not God plus avidya is equal to jiva. It's a iffy statement. It's not shastric. It's not a shastric statement. Vidya is a upadhi for the jiva, and maya is the upadhi for Ishvara. Okay, maya sahita Brahma. So we have to come back to our siddhanta. We have to come back. So yeah, those statements are good in their own context, I suppose. Yeah. Because we have to, I'm just purposely saying, spending time, because we need to study our Shastra. And that's why Sanskrit and all is somewhat important. If not for anything else, to remove these ideas surrounding English words. And English words, I mean, after all, this whole talk is in English. But when it comes to these kinds of words, we just drop. I don't use English words as far as possible. And we stick with the Sanskrit word. And so yeah, that's good. I mean, I think as long as, I mean, the book you're studying, you know the context, you know what it says, he says, etc. But if you say avidya is the cause for samsara, yeah, then avidya. But then when you say destroy ego, then you have to say destroy avidya. That is a better statement. Destroy ego is then you are allowing people to interpret the word ego any way they want. And no, ahankara, if ego is translated as ahankara, nobody can destroy ahankara. Nobody needs to destroy ahankara. Even a jnani has ahankara. That ahankara is enlightened. That ahankara knows that ahankara is mithya. Atma is satyam. Atma sustains ahankara. Ahankara is like a cloud that just comes and goes. Ahankara is not there in deep sleep. And so how could I take that as satyam? That is what the jnani knows. Okay? So, thank you, Satyaji.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Different perspectives and books and so forth. Anything else? Okay, so we'll pause with this. Man, God. Okay. Satram, yeah. So for Chinmayananda ji, Satram, Hari ji is saying. All right. Satram.
Raghavan ji had a question.
Raghavan.
Namaste, Guruji. You briefly talked about Sunushashram, right? Like the three things that we have to follow: Satyam Vada, Priyam Vada, and Hitam Vada. So normally this is very difficult to follow in our lives, right? Like because of the many unpleasant things that may have somebody say to us, or somebody they may not obey us. So is there any advice from Guruji that how do we follow? Because sometimes we have to be bit we have to cross this limit, right, to get things done or to get others do what we want us to do. Is there any advice like how we follow this? Even like rishis, they have given sometimes they curse it, right? I mean, so they're not following this hitam vada and all because they are not worthy of it. Like so, rishis do curse the rakshasas, but in our life, in the context of our world, sometimes we are forced to do. Like we are not supposed to do, but we are forced to do. How do we control that?
So the question is, how do we? What is are there any thumb rules to follow? Because we can't really go by the book Satyam Vada, Prem Vada, and Hitam Vada. Yeah, so that's a true statement. So there will be situations where it appears as though we are saying asatyam or apriyam or ahitam. So yeah, so places where you have to interpret. I cannot handle the consequences of speaking the truth in a particular situation. Okay, so if that happens, two things. One is you can find out what are the consequences, and I thought I can't handle it, but maybe I can handle it if I think through it. Maybe it's a knee-jerk reaction. I can think through it. But other extreme, no, I thought through it, but no, these consequences are too much. And then nobody else is going to hurt if I don't absolutely go by the book. Then still it is asatyam. Then prayaschitta karma. Then you have to make up for it. Because of this I uttered. Every night we chant mantras. Okay, Karacharana Kritam Va, Kayajam Karmajam Va, etc. We chant all these mantras so that it neutralizes the papam I got. I know I did something wrong. Therefore, I know I'm going to get papam. And another ways of neutralizing papam is Purta Karma. Vapi Kupa Tadaka Devata Itanani Cha Anna Pradana Maramaha. Purtamitya Vidhiyati. That's always available. And so help people. Annadanam Kuru. Do Annadanam. Teach. Go to the local organization or local community where there are poor people. Talk to them. How are their children doing? School, teach them. All these things we have to do. So Purta Karma, Ishta Karma, both are there. For this purpose also. Prayaschittam is there. Very important for us. So self-assessment. And then if there is a chronic problem, that also we have to stop. Chronically, I'm lying. Without knowing I'm lying. Because everybody is doing it, it has become a habit, Everybody is doing, therefore I'm doing. This is a common problem. This is a common problem. I see that. And so there also you can think through. And yeah, Satyam Vada, the price to pay is generally high on these things. In many cases, the price to pay is high. Inconvenience.
Swamiji Dayananda says half values.
Half values.
Yeah, half value. These are all half values.
Swami Dayananda always says that, no?
Yeah, half
Value
value.
of values.
Half value. So these are all a book. It has just been in the book and now I don't follow it. And I keep justifying everything. Definitely we don't want to justify. First step is to assess yourself. Where are the areas where I am a bit shaky? Okay. That is one thing. Second, you can also start with the hitam vada. Am I saying things? Am I speaking just for the sake of speaking or conversation, especially phone conversations? Start from there also. Unnecessarily don't talk. If the job is done, okay, is it all right? I have to go study and I'm sure you also have work to do. Let's hang up. No, he will mistake me. She will mistake me. I've called him after a long time. Yeah, all this mistaking me and all that. So find a way to get out of all these things. Find a way to make it clear and without hurting people. Priyam. And so let's connect later. And so like that, reduce all this unnecessary conversation, which are all ahitam, And then leads go on and on like a volcano. It keeps going. And then you talk about so many people. And then it's all unnecessary. There's no need to talk. Nothing is going to come out of these conversations. So you assess yourself. And so start simple. Start with simple things like that. Then Priyam, did I utter something that was hurtful to somebody? Oh yeah. Then call and apologize. Get used to apologizing. I think this apology, many people cannot apologize. Get used to apologizing. Nothing wrong. Apology is a very important thing. You know, this namasyaha, this word comes here, right? You are worthy of respect. Therefore, namaste astu, Yama says, namasyaha. You know the meaning of the word namaha? If you look at the meaning, Swa apakarshana. He says, there is a the dictionary definition. Means what? That which reduces, suppresses, neutralizes your ego is called namaskara. That is the meaning of namaha. Long ago, somebody told me, I will not do namaskara to anybody. One Indian only. They told me that. And so, this some context, generally we do namaskara to our parents and something like that. No, I will not do namaskara to anybody. Means what? That ego is there. No, who am I? Who are you to ask me to do namaskara to you? That idea is somehow come. And so here the definition says namaskara means ego reduction activity. That's why more often we do namaskara, better off. To unknown senior people also we can do namaskara. If you meet somebody and somebody says, your 80th birthday, immediately do namaskara. Because I'm not 80 yet. I'm 79, still do namaskara. So very, very, these are all good techniques. And so like this, Raghavan, so there are a lot of techniques. So assess yourself, take baby steps, do it in simple things. Start simple and then challenge yourself.
Okay.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. But be practical also. We can't be like Harishchandra. And then you may be okay with that, but the entire family suffers. Okay? Everybody is suffering because of me. Why? Because I am a Satyavak. You make your proper assessment. You do whatever is to be done, but your tapas can be your tapas. Your tapas should not hurt other people. Correct? It should not hurt other people. Somebody is calling you. Somebody has made lunch and is calling you. No, I am meditating. I'll come after 30 minutes. Means what? That means I'm hurting somebody, right? They have made lunch for me. They are calling me. Everybody is having lunch. Now go have lunch. What meditation? Oh, no, I always meditate at 1. No, stop meditating at 1. You should not meditate. Wrong time to meditate. That is the thing. So we have to change our habits and be practical and be alert to all these things. Be alert. So hurting others, himsa is definitely to be avoided. Doing meditation while hurting others is not meditation. This meditation is papa. All right. Very good. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Kumarji.